Yourself on the ladder if they can. The PGA Tour, but don't slip. So
now that for an easy birdie. Putt here. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time 10.
And that does it for us here at TPC Sawgrass. Great day, Frank.
Yeah, a chance for the players to play one of the golf courses that has become so famous over the last 25 to 30 years.
For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long from the TPC Sawgrass and EA Sports. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship.
I'll come over here.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh,
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Getting set now over the putt.
needed that.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run the 15?
I would sprint.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, there's a lot to factor in on this approach at the 14th.
You can favor right side of this green and sort of allow the contours of the green just to move that ball to the left.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
I don't think so.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Like that one again.
I knew it.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Even par, currently.
And drop. Fourteenth hole, 481 yard, par 4, ranking second in difficulty, Frank.
Yeah, this one always gets overlooked, Rich. You've only got to flick the drive a little left, and all of a sudden your round just gets completely wrecked. Ask Vijay Singh. Cost him the Players' Championship. Many a player there has dealt with that left side. You will pay the price.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, once again, precision is so important as we look at this second shot to the 15th.
Yeah, you're looking at the flag here. You're looking at birdie. But if you miss, the big bunker on the left is swallowed up, and there's 2 little pop bunkers on the right. Tough to get it up and down.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey.
In there. Nice.
So 1 shot closer to the lead with that birdie. And if you're a couple of shots behind on Sunday, that final round, you're thinking about 3, and that's possible, isn't it?
Well, history's shown it has, Rich.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
See if he can get this one to drop
almost
here at
eagle.
16 for a birdie. Back-to-back birdies, we'll see.
There you go. Tied for the lead.
And with that birdie, moves into a tie for the lead.
We've got ourselves a battle right now, Rich.
Through the years, Frank, there have been 6 aces here at 17.
But it's hard to imagine that the last one was back in 2002 by none other than the most interesting man in the game and probably the most interesting par 3 in the game.
Beautiful.
Can't hide the
Beautiful.
flag stick from that man.
Beautiful.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Yes.
Starting to play some good golf. With that birdie, moves to 4 under for the tournament.
One more hole to go.
Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet. A standout in college. Green light ahead there with that flag. And could we be seeing perhaps a standout next year on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, that's right.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Shit.
Well, the lie first and
I gotta make
foremost. If
this.
it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Now slipping back into a tie atop the leaderboard after that bogey.
It's scary. Looks like they found reverse gear. Not a good sign.
Gives up a shot, slides down into a tie for first after that bogey.
Must be 3 rounds. Yep.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Second shot now at the 10th, and again, Frank, accuracy is at a premium.
Yeah, gone are the days to sort of thrash it out of the trees like Phil Mickelson. Ideally, coming out of that fairway, you're hitting to a green that moves to the right. So that makes it a little bit more difficult than what the mind's eye first sees.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
In there.
The short
Boom,
game, we all
boom,
know,
boom, boom.
redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Beautiful chip in.
Let's go to the 11th.
For
Now,
birdie.
it's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
And that's why, as the start of the back nine, especially on a Sunday, this becomes
Oh,
such a
shit.
pivotal hole to
Get
start
over
a run.
that.
Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the
That
longer
hurts.
hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach.
Uh-oh.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball
This is a horrible hole.
Really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly, so now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out. Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly
Come
on the cards,
on.
Matt. And you
Dang
think you
it.
just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the
This
day.
is
So
horrible.
that's the
This
goal.
whole
right
over
here.
with.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad.
There we go. Chip in for Bogue.
Giving up a shot and the lead
That's
after
right.
that bogey.
Damn it.
Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
Pure strike, good result.
And that is close.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. No damage done. Made the par. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass. Tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Count that for a birdie. Good third round, Frank, and a good spot heading to the final 18.
Yeah, to be in the top 5 right now, the caliber of this field, know that your game is good enough too, and a legitimate chance of taking home the trophy come tomorrow night. This really is what all those hours on the range contribute to, this moment right now.
4 rounds, I guess. Oh, I'm in first, baby.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship.
Should be safely on deck.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right, where those hillocks and thick roughers and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2.
Frank, there's a lot to factor in on this approach at the 14th.
You can favor right side of this green and sort of allow the contours of the green just to move that ball to the left.
Too far. Shit.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there.
No shit.
No, it's at sneaky distance.
Oh.
Just misses. That's costly right there.
No shit.
Painful.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Damn it.
Blemish on the scorecard. A bogey. Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right. This is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. You can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the screen, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it'll finish well away from the hole.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. At a par on this hole yesterday.
More.
A little bit of a misread there.
Yeah, it was makeable, that's for sure.
Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Damn it.
And another good par.
Frank, fans watching, they love excitement in the game. 16's an exciting hole, isn't it?
Well, that's where you get it, because you hear the roars. You start to see the big crowds that go all the way around 16, 17, and 18T. You feel where you are in the tournament, too. A movement that starts at 16 can be carried all the way to the clubhouse.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, we're really watching the next generation of PGA Tour stars, aren't we?
Yeah, this player in particular, Rich, amateur pedigree, already a winner of the NCAAs, and I've always thought that success early on is a predictor, really, of talent long term, and this player has all the tools.
He'll be pretty happy with that one. About 20 feet away, in a good spot. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Kind of a tricky read. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, I thought
Come
it was
on,
going in
dude.
just off the mark by a
fucking
fraction.
break. Now I lose. Awesome.
Suddenly, we have a tie for the lead.
A bogey there. It's not the worst you could make on a hole like that.
Frank, you know what's great about 17? The buddies played the golf course, and they come back and they tell you, hey, I played TPC Sawgrass. What's the first question they're always asked?
Did you hit the green?
What'd you make it 17? What'd you do there?
Yeah, but you know what the best thing about playing with your buddies in 17? Is when they hit it in the water. Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation.
I'm about to chip it in putting.
Keeps him right in the thick of it.
Last hole.
Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
Now his final approach shot of the day, just wants to go out in style.
One more good swing.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity to win the Web.com Tour Championship.
Not hard enough. Damn
So that
it.
was probably a makeable putt, but everything had to be right. The speed and the read didn't quite have it dialed in online there.
Oh my
really hurt Frank, 'cause
fucking
it looked
God.
good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Well, too bad he gives one back. What a great tournament finish. This one is in the books, and look who finished on top of the leaderboard.
Rich, this has to go down as a classic. Our champion was simply on fire. And I'm looking forward now to see how next week pans out.
Yeah, first. Give me my money. A little too hard. Whoa, even now it's too hard. Come on. Oh my lord, can you dig? I don't want that. I don't know. I kept going. Get it. Yeah, I don't want to.